Yeah, we're in a tough division, that's for sure. Those three teams are well coached and they got good players, and we got to figure out a way to get up there with them. Well, Todd Monken's an excellent football coach, and when you're also coaching a position, your preparation for you might have two and a half hours of meeting time, and his preparation for that, we wanted Todd to be able to spend more time with all the players on offense and give him a chance to use some of his time and energy to his presentations that he makes to the entire offensive unit, to spend more time on those and a little bit less. He's still going to touch the wide receivers, but he's going to touch all the players on offense more.
Goes from year 1 to year 2. What are some of the elements that are very critical for him to seize in order to make the type of jump that many players have, including Captain James?
Yeah, I get asked that a lot, year 1 to year 2, year 2 to year 3. But if you look at the best quarterbacks in our league, they're way past that. They're like in year 15, 16, 17. So I've really never thought of it as 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. I just think experience in general is the best thing. And, the more you get, the more you learn, the more you see, the better off you are.
Dirk, in the month of December, James probably played the best all season. Now I understand the shoulder was healthy. But was there something else that he was doing right that maybe we didn't see or don't catch? That's what you're supposed to be doing, James. That helped him to get to that level that he was playing.
No, I think by far the number one thing is he was just healthy. I mean, Jameis had an injury-plagued season, unfortunately, and he's at the start of the year he was healthy. Went through a long stretch in between where he wasn't entirely healthy, and then after he sat out for those few games. I just think the fact that he was hungry to get back in there and play, but health was the main thing. I do not have any information on that because I'm not involved in it. That investigation is being handled by the league, and I'm just not a part of that. So I don't have any information for it. I know Jason commented something on it, but I haven't been contacted by the league at all on that. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. No. Yeah, it's just time. It's just time management. You just add more responsibilities, so your day gets a little bit longer. No, that's important. I think every team in the NFL has a strong defensive staff. Every team has good coaches, but that's part of it. I mean, the fact that I'd worked with and for Mike Smith in my particular case, that definitely plays a part in that.
Dirk, speaking of the staff, you and Jason had decided to bring back all of the assistants and you had to pick up all their options, and then 4 days later you decided that you were going to move on from Jay Hayes. Why did that decision happen so much later?
Well, no one ever told me there was a timeline on it. I didn't know there was a deadline to try to do the things that you felt like were best for your football team. And I have a lot of respect for Jay Hayes. He's got a great resume. He's still a good football coach. But we felt like we had to make a change at that position to give ourselves the best chance for next season. That's nothing more than that.
Was that just having more time to go over film and assess the situation and things like that?
Well, definitely. You told me how many days. Well, how many was it?
40.
Wow. Definitely more time passed. That's for sure. The way when the regular season ends and you don't make the playoffs, you play on Sunday. The players come in Monday morning and they're gone. So things happen pretty fast. And as I said, no one ever informed me that there was a specific timeline that we had to follow or it was illegal or something. I didn't know anything about that.
How was your relationship with Sean Payton? Were some of those on-field exchanges on?
I'd say my relationship with Sean Payton is one of respect from my standpoint. I think he's a heck of a coach and always admired. We study him all the time. Studied him when I was a college coach, studied him when I was a pro coach, now that I'm a pro coach. And, I I don't think, heck, they represented our division as division champ, and was rooting for them other than when they play us.
What happened since that last season?
We have, yep, we have. I was wishing him luck in the playoffs. Yeah.
The discussions of moving pass interference to 15 yards, it's almost a spot of power or against them, or you stand on that.
Yeah, I'd say I'm against it, but I don't think they'll probably ask my opinion. A lot. Yeah, no, it's a lot of things, and you know, we were in I think we were 7th at getting into the red zone, but 24th in the league in scoring touchdowns in the red zone. If we had 53 possessions where we had the ball in the red zone. If we would have got touchdowns in 5 more of those, we would have gone from 24th to the top 8 in the league. So I just threw a whole bunch of numbers at you. Yeah, I broke down every one of those possessions and why we didn't score. So sometimes it was poor execution. Turnovers were a factor. Untimely penalties were a factor. And sometimes it was bad play call sequences. I mean, so there's always more than one thing, and that's one of our top priorities as an offensive coaching staff to get fixed for next year. When you're 3-7 in one-score games, and then you watch those red zone possessions and how many times you had to settle for a field goal, and you say, man, what if we would have got a touchdown right here instead? That's one of the quickest ways to flip your record around.
What have you come to appreciate about Mark?
How smart of a guy he is, and how enthusiastic he is, what a good teacher he is. Yeah, Mark's going to do great in the NFL. Wish him the best.
When you hired Princeton Buck, what did he bring to the table you liked?
Well, we interviewed several guys for the D-line job, and the thing that stood out to me, because I didn't know Princeton, the thing that stood out to me, well, first of all, I'm always a fan of ex-players and who go into coaching because it's a hard transition. A lot of guys don't want to do that after they had successful careers as a player. But when I watched, we played against Arizona multiple times since he's been there. He's had some, everybody recognizes Chandler Jones leading the league in sacks, or Calais Campbell going on and playing well after he was there. But what jumped out at me is Princeton's had success with guys that maybe haven't been star players and have gone to Arizona as free agents or as rookies and have maybe played a little bit above where they played before. And that jumped out at me. I mean, some guys that I knew that we'd played against on other teams, and all of a sudden they go to Arizona and you go, wow, that guy's playing pretty good. There must be a reason for that. And when Princeton came in and interviewed, he did a really nice job.
What's your evaluation of the offensive line?
Well, our team didn't perform good enough, and the offensive line is part of that. But I'm probably a bigger fan of our offensive line than anyone else here. But as a team, we have to get better across the board. Yeah. I think that's an individual thing, so I can't just say you're going to fix it by doing this. I mean, I'd have to look at what exactly we were talking about, but sometimes it's footwork, sometimes it's mechanics, sometimes it's arm strength issues, sometimes it's just not good enough protection. So yeah, I'd have to know the specific thing we were talking about. Noah Spence? Yeah, Noah, that was just a sad and disappointing situation when a guy has off-season shoulder surgery and goes through all that rehab, and Noah was very diligent in that rehab, and then halfway in our second game of the year in Minnesota, he comes off, he's holding his shoulder, and they say it's the exact same thing. He goes into the locker room, puts on a harness, and goes back and finishes the game. Noah loves football, and when you draft a guy where we drafted him, you have high expectations for him, and he has high expectations for himself. He's training like crazy. I saw him last week. He told me he weighed 254 pounds, and he looks great. he still is not cleared coming off that shoulder surgery, but obviously, we feel like if we can get him out there healthy, that he's got a chance to be an impact player for us. Yeah, well, your guys are your guys every year. So, I'm not one to look back and whine about the players that we have. I mean, your players are your players. I mean, guys, we were 3-7 in one-score games. I mean, we just got to win close games, and we'll be fine. In Doug's case, I saw Doug once when I was in Atlanta when his rookie season, and my first year in Tampa, I saw Doug have 2 tremendous years. So I know that's inside of him. You ask if running back is a priority for us. It has to be. We've only got two running backs under contract right now, and you're going to probably keep 4 on your team. We just signed a young free agent guy the other day, so I guess we have 3 under contract now. But of course, running back is going to have to be. But that doesn't mean we don't like Peyton and Jacquizz. We do like them.
How do you feel about Peyton when he's called upon?
I feel great about him. Like I said, the players that we have, I feel good about them. I'm sorry? Oh, the Canadian. Yeah, I recognize that. Anthony came a long way and got a lot more playing time at the end of the season, and I think he's going to have a real solid NFL career. We like him. We like him a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you.